talking at you. Well, hello everybody. I hope you're having a good March so far, with what you had to work with, I guess. Let's see, today's the 19th, so got my first shot today. It's the Pfizer one. Not too bad. A little bit of a, I don't know, I don't want to call it a pain, but you can feel it. It's in the arm, but it's like a real mild tetanus. I guess if you ever had one of those, feels like that. The shot itself, didn't even know what happened, so pretty easy there. Yeah, I don't feel a whole lot of anything really. No nanobots flowing through my system. Not much for anything side effects, but it is the only first shot, so I don't really get much there as far as I hear. Unless me drinking more beer now, maybe my arm now lifts it faster. I don't know. That could be it. And I think I mentioned it was the Pfizer version, so maybe you never know. Maybe there'll be another side effect there. And yeah, so I don't know. Maybe it's not worth it. Maybe it's just all a hoax, but I figure if I'm wrong, I might get a little sick. Worst case scenario, I might die. But if I'm wrong the other way and it's not a hoax, I could make other people sick and kill a lot more other people. So, I don't know. Big deal? Maybe not. I don't know. But I got it. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna die. So, we'll see what happens. If everything goes well, then great. I did my part. Never had the flu shot, so this would be like my first preventative, I guess, by choice shot. So, because when you're kids, chickenpox, like that, we all got it because that's what we had to do to go to school. And I'm sure this might turn into that, but you never know. That's kind of a little bit of an intro into where we're going with this on this episode. It's going to be kind of a conspiracy thing going on all across the board. If you guys got much out there you listen to, I know politics right now, they're all over the place. Everybody's got to make up something to make sense of this world. Mine are more, the government. You wonder with these COVID things going on. I'm sure it started out, it was all real. And then they found a way to make money on it, which seems backwards because we're losing money. People are going out of business, stuff like that. But somehow our economy's rising because they're giving people money. They're telling people, you can't do this, you can't do that. And then they open it up for a while. They flood the market, make lots of money, and then they shut it all back down again. So there could be a little bit of a play on people's compassions and devotions to their country, loyalty, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I'm not wording that right, but if you tell people they can't do something, they're going to do it twice as bad. So, we do it as children. That's just the way it works. And I think they figured this out. This is a new marketing technique for the government to raise the market. That's great and all. People are making money. Small businesses are suffering though. So, I don't know. I don't want to say don't go out there and spend money because no matter what, we still got to keep the money flowing. When you start complaining this summer because gas prices are too high, that's the reason, because everybody's flooding the market, creating a demand, prices are going to skyrocket. So if you want those low, don't go stupid. Don't just go driving and spending gas, and that's all there is to it. You want low gas prices? Don't waste gas. Let's go on a happier note here. Some fun conspiracies, like all this space stuff lately. Now, I don't know. We hear all of these scares, with the asteroids coming close. Seems like they always throw this one at us every so often, and it never hits. No one ever really sees it, but they're here, they're coming. Now, I don't know. It might be just a diversion tactic to get our minds off of things. There could be something real to it. You watch all the movies, and they always start out with a first set of storm, where the stones are coming and stones, I mean asteroids, they come one by one and then all of a sudden some meteor shower and stuff like that. Now in the movies, they do, they speed it up. So if this was real life, yeah, they're going to come one at a time every so often. I mean, that's usually a sign something big is coming. It's broken off rocks of that rock that made it further. And maybe there's something coming we don't know about. Maybe that's why all this space exploration's going on. Maybe that's why we got Tesla making rockets at cheap prices that only billionaires seem to get to ride. So, yeah, I mean, there could be something coming right now to take us out. And all of this COVID, all of this free money, this is nothing but a diversion tactic to keep our mind off of space. Because can you imagine if the end of the world was coming and everybody found out? Like, I'm saying, you got years, like 2 years of the planet left. Would you tell people right away, or let them try to live a life and live in chaos maybe to get them from thinking about the worst case scenarios and possibly giving up on law, the Bible, everything that keeps people in order would go away if everybody thought the world's going to come to an end? I mean, you wouldn't have rule, you wouldn't have law. People would do whatever they want because they're going to be dead in 10 years. Not 10 years, 2 years. I keep saying that. It's just a fictional number I made up because it seems like that's how long it would take, at least, for the government to put some kind of plan in order. And they're not going to tell us till like the last, I don't know, maybe they at least give us a year. I would assume it's probably less than that. But yeah, so there's that one conspiracy theory. That's more in my head. I mean, there's movies written about it, so it's not something I made up, but it's an idea. I mean, that explains why all of a sudden we're exploring Mars, we're exploring planets, we're opening up the ideas to UFOs, all of a sudden this stuff is out in the open where they were hiding it before. There could be that. Maybe just slowly easing us into it. And what else is there? I got some other ones like the old abductions. You don't hear about those much right now. And it's been a while since I've heard a good abduction story. And you think maybe back in the 90s, 80s, I don't know when they really started. I know you had the alien crashes and sightings, but the abductions I don't think really kicked into like the 80s or 90s. And in my mind, you wonder sometimes too. Now, this part of the conspiracy, it's two different ones built into one. Like time travel. So when it comes to aliens, I wonder sometimes, because in entire space, entire galaxies, I don't really think they'd even mess with Earth. I mean, our planet's so small, the resources, they'd eat them up so fast, it wouldn't be worth their time. But when it comes to time travel, I'm pretty sure if we could pull that off, or we have pulled it off at some point, we'd be using it to come back and either change things or set things up to where some catastrophic event was easier to run away from. I'm thinking with the abductions, it was more of us from the future, or it could have been the present time. Who knows when we might have invented a time machine. And just they're using the abduction idea to study people, to do tests on them in space, try to see. And I don't know. I mean, why go to the effort, right? Because you can't just take people. It's a lot easier if you abduct somebody, do your test, do your stuff, throw them back home, and they're the crazy person in the neighborhood. That's much easier. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty wild. I mean, that maybe they would do that. I don't know. But if we had time travel, that could explain a lot of the weird weird shit that's been going on in the last decade. So I mean, the last 8 years alone, I mean, it's just been nuts. And got all these people, super billionaires, just out of the blue. All of a sudden, they're like billionaires, lots of money. The Bitcoin stuff like that. Now, if you had the money, you could ride on a time travel machine, or maybe they just have these set up where you can pay a certain amount in the future and go change your past or something. Wouldn't super rich be the ones doing that? It makes a lot of sense. We got things that like, now I don't want to start political battles, but when you guys got guys like Trump and other politicians that, they are good at what they do, but to become a president like that, I don't know. I mean, that's a little far-fetched, I guess, but now wouldn't that seems like that'd be a pretty big rift in time. Like something happened that changed the way things were supposed to play out. And I don't know. I mean, at this point, it seems like it's unfixable. So, and then you got other stuff that, with COVID, it's almost like that's like maybe we just came up with a time machine, because all of a sudden now they've started resetting, refiguring something else out. It's like, this didn't work. Let's go back this period of time and try it this way. Which, I've seen videos, of glitches and stuff like that, news feeds, they'll show Biden's head, I don't know, like part of it disappearing, which is obviously just bad cameras or something, but little things like that. If you try to change something from the past, something's going to glitch, something's not going to mesh right, and you're going to screw something else up in the process. So you get a lot of weird stuff going on. I think that people love conspiracy theories because it's easier. It's easier to understand. You don't need a whole lot of facts behind it. It just does make more sense than trying to figure out what the hell's going on, because sometimes things are so messed up you just can't anymore. You just got to come with something that works. Just like religion, you don't understand why, you can come up with a reason through religion. It's like it's the way it is. It's the chosen way. Whatever makes you sleep better at night and create some kind of order in life. Okay, I know I wasn't going to go back to COVID, but it's like, how do you not? It's like it's so much tied into conspiracy and stuff because it's so messed up. I mean, the way the world took it and just rolled with it. I guess people have these theories that if they get injected, they're going to put, I like the idea of nanobots. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, if you can put something in your body and it can be programmed to just fix things. Now, I know there's ways that could be totally manipulated and used against a person, but that's pretty cool. But there's the ones that say they're putting tracking devices into you and they'll be able to, I don't know, control your mind or something, track you. Now, that's probably possible, and I don't really think that's what they're doing, because a good portion of these vaccines get just dumped in the garbage. So that's extremely expensive, I would think, to do that with tracking device. The millions it would take to create something like that, and maybe not. I mean, they put it in dogs, but I got the shot, and the needle I got it's a much different deal than what they do with dogs. So, I mean, the technology could be that good. I just don't think they would put that technology into something that could be thrown away if nobody shows up. Plus, it's not foolproof that anybody would even get the shot. And we've been getting vaccines and shots our entire lives. So if they wanted to do this, they wouldn't need COVID to pull it off. Flu shot would be more than enough to get it done. Now, worldwide, it would be a little trickier. I mean, there is that. But if they wanted it that bad, there's other better ways. I mean, everybody drinks water at some point. Or ingest something. There's so many easier ways if they wanted to change somebody's DNA or track them, which if you carry a cell phone, they're tracking you. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your conspiracy is. You're not giving up your cell phone. I guarantee you're holding on to your cell phone as you're bitching about conspiracies and them tracking you. So you can't be too heartbroken when you find out they tracked you to that and you allowed it to happen. And that's just the way it is. It's a tracking world. That's where we're at. So if you want the technology, you gotta let them know where you're at, and I'm fine with that because I don't have a lifestyle where, I'm not a hard criminal. I'm not running from the law or stashing a bunch of guns in my cellar like John Wick. So unless there's something you got to hide, what are you worried about? I'm going on with my life. It sucks right now, but I haven't been really that horribly affected. I'm lucky that way, I guess. There's been money problems, but we've all had those at times. Don't want to say trust everything in your government. Yes, be wary of your government. If you give total trust in a higher government, I don't want to say higher power because, churchy people. But yeah, anybody with that kind of power is going to take advantage of it. So you do got to be aware of what's going on in the world. You just can't be trying to change every single thing at the same time, especially if it's not your battle. You can only take on so much. You got your own family, your own kids. You got to keep everybody in your household sane. So if you have your own beliefs, your own fights you want to have, go for them. But pick your battles. Have fun with conspiracies. You can talk about them. You can, bitch about this and that, and they're doing this. But at the end of the day, it's about you and your family. So how about these masks? Since we're all over the board and keep coming back to this. So in my community, it's hit and miss. We have our stores that essentially nobody wears masks in. You'll see the same guy in a grocery store wearing a mask, and you'll go to the hardware store and nothing, not wearing a mask at all, having a good old time. It's more of people are being forced to do it, so they're doing it when they have to. And there's certain businesses that aren't enforcing it. If you're lucky enough to live in a small community, no one's probably even making a notice of it. You can pretty much walk around, no masks, not do anything. And unless your community or somebody raises a stink, no one's going to say nothing. Probably because there's nothing to worry about. But you should still do something because you never know. I see plates from all over the place where I'm at, and places where they're pretty scary states right now with numbers, and you have to assume they're up here because we're more relaxed and they don't want to deal with all the rules. That's kind of shitty because, there's people in small communities, they're low numbers for a reason. We stick to our own. We don't mingle outside of our areas. We don't do anything just by normal comings and goings. We don't have social gatherings of thousands of people, and we have our own knit community. And I don't want to say don't visit, don't enjoy the tourism, but don't just come up here because your area is polluted with sickness. Keep that stuff at your own community. If you want to have conspiracy theories and think that your masks are all a joke and you don't have to use them, you don't have to get shots, that's fine. But don't force that on the people. That's whatever. Just, if you don't want to wear a mask, don't wear a mask. There's definitely situations where you can control it. If you're in a store even, and there's nobody around, and you want to take it off, walk down the aisle, I don't really see a problem with that. They keep talking about all these COVID bubbles and whatever, but that's just a life. That's just a chance you take on that. I mean, I can't condone being in a crowd, walking around with no mask. I mean, there's no reason to be out there asking for it. Don't just go looking for COVID. But if you're by yourself, open area, I mean, walking through a cloud of disease, that's every day. I mean, you're not going to, if you happen to be walking through it at that period of time, it was going to happen no matter what at any point in your life. Yeah, just that's the things that keep us locked down. People can't make simple, easy decisions. They can't realize I just have to wear a mask when I'm around people. When you're not around people, no one cares. There's no one to complain. Just put it on. I guarantee you, I promise you, it's not going to change a single thing about your day. No one cares that you have a mask on. If you wear it, they're going to wear it. If you don't, they don't. So, and if you don't and they bitch at you, that's just the kind of person they are. That's what they do. Most normal people will keep to themselves. They might bitch about you, but they're not going to raise a real huge deal about it. They're doing their part. They're fine. So that was just me just kind of veering off there for a bit. And what else was there? I'm trying to stay on the conspiracy subject here, but kind of tore through them real fast there. I try to keep these things short because I know they're impossible to listen to for a long period of time. Population control. Now, there's been a lot throughout the years, but one that, when you think about it, there's water supplies, stuff like that, the planes flying over. There's been a long-going one where you see those clouds come from the jets and stuff. There's people out there that want to say that's chemicals being sprayed out over us that control population, stuff like that. That's possible. I mean, it definitely wouldn't be a bad way to do it as far as getting it out there. Problem is, scientists have debunked that. But, then again, it's one of those things. We believe scientists just because who else is going to say otherwise? You go to your doctor, he tells you have cancer, you have cancer. What are you going to say? No, I don't. I mean, who knows? I mean, there's so many ways you can twist things around. Yeah, like saying this vaccine's going to cause women to not be able to have kids. Now, maybe having COVID will create everybody not to have kids. Or maybe when you get it and you get better, you can no longer have children. I don't know. I mean, how many ways do you want to spin a conspiracy theory? Everybody's going to do it to what makes them feel good. It makes their way of believing better. So we can sit there and live in fear all day. People out there say they want their normal back, but then they produce these theories that will pretty much destroy any sense of normal ever again. Like those that want to storm the Capitol. Now, I don't know what kind of normal you're going for, but when you want to take down America and you want to raise a Trump flag over American flag, or you just want to undermine everything about Congress and democracy and start something new, that's not normal. That's not my normal. I don't know what was going to come out of that, but you can't just change something dramatically in the event of going to normal, because that's not going to happen. Someone else will be in power, a new set of people will be in power, and it just starts over. That's how it works. We've done it for decades, for centuries. We're always going to do that. Now, I think, democracy works pretty good. I don't like the 4-year term thing. I don't think that's enough time for anybody to get anything done. I mean, you're spending the first 2 years of your presidency just getting the hang of things. Because I don't care how much experience you have. No one's just going to go in there, become president, and know what they're doing. So I'll give anybody a year, 2 years to get things going. I voted for Trump the first time because I thought maybe I know he's a billionaire. He's nothing like us, but his mindset was the same. He thought like all of us, well, us Americans, not Americans, but Americans. And it's a front, After a while, you realized it was just a ego thing for him, which another reason, vote for him didn't seem like a big deal, because I figured it'd just be a cakewalk. He would just treat it as that. He wouldn't take on anything major, try to do anything. I just think this is my theories. I think he might have slightly changed while he was in there. He might have became more of a person. And I think towards the end, he was getting that way, and it was too late in the game. He had burned too many bridges at that point. So who knows? Who knows how that'll work? I mean, I would probably vote against. I don't want to say I'd vote against Biden. I don't know. We'll see what we got. Because I do like the Republican Party, but I've voted both ways. So I can do either one. I voted for Biden this last time around. It's only 4 years. I mean, nothing can dramatically get done in 4 years. Nothing that can't be changed. So I think we just need to move on and just not worry so much about what we think our normal should be, because our normal, even if nothing changed, is still not ever going to be there. I mean, we got so much technology now. I mean, I catch myself telling my kids, well, we didn't do this, we didn't do that, we went outside and played, we did all this stuff, we didn't need video games. Well, the problem with that is we didn't have really much for video games. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have all this technology. So if we did, we would have been the same exact way. I guarantee it. We would have been doing all of this stuff. So I'm blessed that I feel grateful that none of us had this stuff growing up. But our kids don't think that way. They're going to think that way about their kids when their kids are not using their hands for things. And they're going to think that way when their kids can sit there and just stare at the screen and change a channel. So it's never ending. The technology is always growing, and that's a good thing. We want more technology. I mean, it will probably eventually be the end of society, but for now, it's pretty fun. And we can never really go back to the old ways. I mean, even if the world came to an end, we still know of the technology. So there'll always be somebody out there inventing, doing something, and making life better. So you can stockpile your ammo you want, collect a bunch of guns, but it's really never going to come down to that. And the guns brings up another topic that no one can ever, I don't say no one can ever, because it could take an act of war or something maybe, but no one's gonna ever take your guns. I don't care who you are, how much you want to argue this, no one can ever take your guns, because there's no way to do it. There's no way to know who's got what out there, unless you're some fool that registered your gun, which you do it the proper way, you registered your gun. So yeah, you might have some issues, but really, no one wants to be that guy that took guns away. And you're never going to see that from anybody that doesn't want complete power. Like, I don't see Biden taking your guns, because he doesn't give a shit. That's not his agenda. That doesn't have any effect on anything in his life or what he's doing. So him taking your guns doesn't serve purpose. People that want your guns are the ones that don't want you using them against them. Now, that's a person with high power, high ego. Those people are the ones that have the guns. People that want the guns don't want other people to have guns, because that's their power. I mean, why would they want people to have guns that can use them against them? If you want a conspiracy theory, you can reverse that one. You can say Democrats are after your guns. And I don't think they are. I think they're after gun control. They want to force people to be responsible, because as is with COVID, you can't trust people to be responsible. They want the easy way out. That's why everybody's flocking towards vaccines. They don't want to have to be responsible for doing the right thing. They just want a shot to do the right thing. Or they want other people to get the shot so they can do the right thing for them. And whatever. But yeah, so a lot of these conspiracy theories just come out of people not wanting to do something. And not wanting to just believe that someone can think of a better way. And yeah, I mean, I'm doing the same thing. I'm sitting there bitching and moaning about things that should be, what ifs, what could we do, but I'm not giving any real solutions. And I leave that to the people that are trained to do this. They go to school for this stuff. Now, they don't have the best solution, but they have a solution. So try it out. If it don't work, someone else will have a plan. But unless you're going to have a plan, there's no point even talking about it, because you're not going to do anything other than just raise an argument and just make it worse. So don't hide your guns. Go out there and shoot them like crazy. Blow stuff up. You blow stuff in your backyard. No one's complaining. Your neighbors might not like you, but give her hell. Yeah, just go out there, live your life the best you can. It's COVID, but I guarantee you, life hasn't changed. You can't eat out as normal. That's changing dramatically. You will be there soon. And school, it's going to be back there soon. If anything, I see that being like any other vaccine we make the kids get. At some point, they'll have a dosage that works for kids, and it'll be a yearly thing. Maybe not, but I don't know. It might just be a regular flu shot. Who knows? So, I don't know. Ease up. Have fun with the conspiracies. They are great topics. I mean, who doesn't like a good Sasquatch story? And being terrified to look up at the sky or going to sleep in darkness. So, yeah. And I'm going to leave it at that. I've gone way too long already. And my next episode, I'm going to have a person talking with me. And we'll go with that. And not really sure on the topic yet. It's kind of up in arms right now because it could be anything. So listen for that. Okay, so like, subscribe, star, review, check out my TikTok, check out my Facebook. I'm on YouTube. They're still growing, but they're there. And again, talking at you, I'm Rob, and I'll catch you in the next episode with another person talking to me, and we'll go from there. So later, bye.